Hey queers, welcome back to Literally
No One Asked. This week we're ranking our favorite lowkey lesbians. These aren't officially canon, but in our book they should be. So we have our residential lesbian here.
Yes, I'm here to, be the guard, be the field guard, and I'm going to be the coach, and I'm going to let you know, beep, beep, buzzer, or yes, correct.
Thank you.
Yes.
So every week we cosplay, rank different characters for different unhinged categories that we think are fun and that you should be participating in. And we hope to see you next week, but that's okay if not, because literally
no one asked.
Hey y'all, I am so sorry. I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. I'm getting over a little cold, so if I sound a little congested, a little
really
nasally, I'm pushing through. Baddie is pushing through to be here today because I had to talk about my lowkey lesbian.
Absolutely.
So number 5 is Wednesday and Enid from the new Wednesday series. And I mean, I've only watched the ones that have been released. We record this a little bit in advance. So by the time this gets posted, the second batch might be out. But just in case, we've only seen the first 4 so far. And girl...
Because we watched the first season, let's clarify.
Yeah. I watched the first season.
We're really talking about the second season because I feel like the amplification of Wednesday seeing, again, spoilers, warning ahead, but it'll probably be, the second. But yeah, she thought she was going to die, so...
She is stressing. Like, I worry about my best friend too, but... Yeah. Enid brought Wednesday back a little gift from summer camp. She didn't bring back any of her werewolf boys, but and same with Wednesday. She don't like anybody, but she brought back a little something. So I don't know. I can just tell, like when Enid was trying to save Wednesday from that bonfire thing. Oh, that's how you save a lover.
No, literally. And the first time she wolfed out was for Wednesday, was to save Wednesday.
True.
You know what I mean? And during the end of the first season, that was the first time she was able to wolf out. Was to save Wednesday. So, gay lovers, you know what I mean? Even though they don't want to canonize it, the actors have talked about it, they love that ship, and that happens a lot with things that are purely subtext. They're not going to canonize it, but the subtext, girl.
The subtext is subtexting. So.
Yes, girl.
So, I love them. That would be my number 5. And I put them as number 5 because, as you see, some of these are, like Maddie was saying, the subtext is subtexted. So I feel like those are kind of on the lower tier.
Some of them are low-key and some of them are girl, do you even
basically
say anything else? Yeah. And then my number 5 is going to be who I'm dressed up as today, Madoka Magica. And I'm really going to be talking about, again, when I've talked about this before, the main series. I have watched the movies, just not in a little bit. I've rewatched the main series and I own the manga. So I just really be thinking about the main series when I'm talking about things, okay? But specifically talking about Madoka and Homura, girl, those are lesbians. Oh my god. Homura literally used her wish as a magical girl to go back in time over and over again, have the time ability to try to save Madoka and stop her from being a magical girl. She did it hundreds of times in her pain and suffering. And in one of the movies, though, I can't remember which one. So, my little lesbian baddies down below, remind me and let me know. But it's basically her talking to Kyubei, the little cat that
it's on site.
It's on site that lets you you grant the wish and become a magical girl. She's basically explaining that it's a feeling that he would never understand. It's love. She loved Madoka so much. She went through this pain and suffering to do that. You know what I mean? Oh my god. And these voice actors, Christina V, and I'm horrible for remembering her other name right now. I'm gonna have them insert, our wonderful producers insert text of the voice actor for Madoka. But it's just so good. It's so amazing. That's one of the ones where I'm no, they're straight up lesbians. There is no question about it. It's just sad, gay. And that's one of the first ones I made Riley watch because I was no, girl, it broke me inside. You need to watch this.
No, and I'm so glad I did. That is one of my favorites still to this day that I've seen. Yep. And I think we've talked about it in past episodes before, but if this is your sign, if you haven't seen Madoka Magica, turn it on right now. Turn it on right now. It's 10 years old? I think it came out in 2012.
Oh, it came out in 2011.
2011. So it's over a decade old. So even if you have gotten some of the spoilers, it's still worth watching it. The art is unlike anything I've seen.
Worth it.
Amazing story. I remember bawling my eyes out. I'm super excited because I showed Hassan, my fiance, a preview, and he really wants to watch it too. So I get to rewatch it. So I'm really excited to relive it because I haven't seen it in 5 years.
And Christina V is, iconic Killua and so many other voice actors. But then also the voice actor for Madoka is things like Chiaki in Danganronpa. She's also in Blue Exorcist. She's in so many amazing things. So these voice actors are just outstanding. All of them in Madoka Magica, and the artwork is absolutely beautiful. So I just
stunning.
So I really recommend it, and I've always wanted to dress up as Homura and cosplay her.
So you ate down.
I'm really happy today.
Amazing. Hey, quick break. Just wanted to let you know that this episode is brought to you by, well, me. When I'm not dressing up and recording this podcast, I actually run a business, and it's called Riley Yana's Social Media Services. I work with brands, entrepreneurs, and creatives, all to help them grow their strategies, create engaged audiences, and create content that actually resonates. So if you're ready to grow your social media, check the show notes for a special discount just for you. And then we can jump right into my number 4, which I am dressed as her today. It's specifically Shauna from Yellow Jackets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying Shauna and Jackie, but I'm mostly talking about Shauna today.
Is the one Jackie played by
Ella Purnell?
I love her because I need to talk about Arcane more. Arcane will be coming in an episode soon because I realized that was a missed opportunity. But oh my gosh, we need to watch it. So when you said you added this, I was really excited because we need to watch it.
Mm-hmm. And I love Yellow Jackets. I remember watching the first couple episodes and I was like, oh, she's gay. She is in love with her best friend. But then of course there's boyfriends and blah, blah, blah. It's very subtexting, like we were talking about. Subtexting is subtexting, the way that she looks at her, the way that she wants to just know everything about her. She's kind of obsessed with her. And I think that's a very canon event when you're figuring out your sexuality, especially when you're young. It's do I want to be them or do I want to be with them? And for a second, you don't know which one Shauna's going through, but very quickly, I think she wants to be with Jackie. Clock that immediately. So I think it's a little more canon in the later seasons. I don't want to spoil anything because you haven't seen it. And I really want you to see it. But I think later, some of the other girls are like, girl... Right?
We know what's going on.
Yeah, but it was never, so far what I've seen, it hasn't been canon. But girl, a girls soccer team, statistically, there's going to be so many lesbians on that thing, at least biased too. You're going to have a little conglomeration of queers on that thing. And what's crazy is clock my tea, but there's a girl in there with a mullet, and I thought she was going to be the lesbian, and I have a crush on her, the girl who plays Nats, and she's not. She got a boyfriend in the show, but she looks like she would be the lesbian in the soccer team.
I'm disappointed.
So I was disappointed in that. We need more lesbians. Yes. Oh, there actually are 2 canon lesbians on that show.
Who are the canon lesbians?
So their name is Thaisa and Van.
Oh.
And they become a couple.
Are they together?
Yeah, they're a couple. They're very open about the fact that they're lesbians. And in Yellow Jackets, I don't know how much you know, but it cuts from their time in the wilderness to them as adults. So they stay
after
lesbians.
The thing?
It's not just happened in the wilderness. They're lesbians. So that's also why I didn't put them in there canon. No question about it. They're not low-key. But Jackie and Shauna, I see you.
Again, to represent, to say with that, it's more so with this, it's we know that some of these are lesbians, but it's literally not said in the canon, oh, I identify as a lesbian, you know what I mean? And you have to really understand how to read the subtext. So some people will fight tooth and nail, but we know that these characters are lesbians. And that is the point of this episode.
And that's the whole point of the show. Literally, no one asked. So in my opinion, they're lesbians.
Thank you. And so for me, my number 4 is going to be Soy Fon from Bleach. And my, reasoning for number 4 and putting her on this list in general is, especially during the early seasons of Bleach before, the amazing 1,000-Year Blood War. But those early seasons of Bleach especially, her and Yoruichi, she has such a big crush on her. Yoruichi is this princess of the Shihoin clan and, this great assassin among all of them, so she really looks up to her and admires her. And, it goes beyond that. Again, that subtext is really important there. And Kubo creates such beautiful love stories, and he's not afraid of queerness either. He has a trans character in there that I love so much. She is my trans baddie. So, maybe we'll do a trans baddie episode.
Ooh, writing that down.
Yes. But Soy Fon, I would say, is definitely my lesbian baddie. That girl do not want a man. That is a lesbian. Okay? Point blank, period. And she loves Yoruichi. Yoruichi is our bi queen. But Soy Fon, lesbian. And she deserved number 4 because I really do love Bleach. Madoka and Homura were just a little bit below because those are obvious lesbians to me, and we love them, and that's just very established. But, Soy Fon, I feel like she deserved a little bit more of a spotlight to really be yes, lesbian queen.
Period.
And I'm excited for you to meet her because you haven't met her yet.
I'm behind on the Bleach train, but that's okay. I have a bunch of goodness waiting for me.
Nothing I said makes sense to her, and it's not going to matter because you'll probably forget by the time you read.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter.
What was her name again?
Exactly.
Amazing. And then my number 3 is Fern from Free Rinn. I almost put Fern and Free Rinn on here, but I'm pretty sure it's canon that elves are asexual. Like they don't really feel like, and so that's like still under the queer umbrella, but that's why I didn't want to put Free Rinn as a lesbian because it is kind of canon that she's like, I
see her as definitely an asexual more like pan queen. She doesn't care about gender. It would really just be like if she loves you, whatever, you know what I mean? But there's definitely things in there that I'm like, they won't each other.
They won't each other. That's what I was gonna say.
I am going to touch as you.
I was like, that's why she don't with Dark. She wants Free Rinn.
Yes, exactly.
And I know there's like a mother-daughter almost relationship there too. So it's not in like a pervy way. It's more just like she notices her boobs and she does the X-ray spell and looks at Free Rinn. Like
when she poured the, exactly. Like pouring the potion on her that dissolves the clothes and all the things. Like that was kind of like a girl. Why would you you're trying to get her your
you
like,
act all like you don't want to do that so pervy, but like, oops, I'm actually going to see you naked, Free Rinn. Like, girl,
Exactly. And it's also really tender though. Like all of those things don't have to be seen as motherly. That can also be seen as coupley. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, oh yeah, I'm not your mother because my mother, your mommy.
Mommy.
I am mom. I'm a mom.
I'm a mom. So I had to put my girl Fern on there. And I think one of the episodes that I was like, was the boobs on the carriage?
Yes.
Was she looking up at Free Rinn's or was it the other way around?
Other way around. Free Rinn was looking up at Fern's boobs.
So see, they wouldn't just put that in there for no reason.
Oh no.
Subtext is subtexting once again.
Yep. That scene is not for no reason. They knew what they was doing.
So again, my number 3 is Fern from Free Rinn.
And to get into my number 3, before we have our fun little middle segment, as you know, is Mako from Kill la Kill. And I'm really excited to talk about this. I haven't really been able to talk about Kill la Kill. Maybe slight mentions, but I really don't think much at all. I really love Kill la Kill. It was also within like my first couple animes of the first year of me watching anime. It came out in, let me just double fact check myself. Kill la Kill came out in 2015, and it was really iconic, even though it has a lot of, like lewd-ish material. Like they're naked most of the time. There's literally a group called Nudist Beach, and they're always naked. It's just also really fun.
That's just the name of anime.
Do you know anything about Kill la Kill? Mm-hmm. So the concept is basically like her dad was a mad scientist and died, and Ryoko is the main character, and she's voiced. The English voice is by Gon.
Oh,
yeah, the English voice of Gon in Hunter x Hunter. But this suit, it's like a normal outfit she wears, but then it drinks her blood and she becomes really strong and it like barely covers her boobs in the punani. But she's a slave baddie and she's... but she has a scissor weapon and it's basically, there's a whole beautiful...
And she's your lowkey lesbian? Things are clocking in. Yeah. Things are checking out.
Oh, girl, she's not even the lowkey lesbian in this. But her best friend, Mako, girl, that... is a lesbian. She's constantly talking about Ryoko's boobs. Constantly. She's like, you're the most beautiful. Your boobs are so perfect. She's her number 1 cheerleader. So I had to absolutely add her on this list because, that's a straight up lesbian. Like, no man in sight.
Period.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch Kill la Kill. So.
It's really good. The animation's really fun. The art's really cool. The animation's just, that's why it's a really good classic. And I'd recommend it. And it's just so fun. If you, love a little lewd humor, it's so fun. Up there with like Panty and Stocking, which, I'll eventually talk about too.
Amazing.
For our honorable mention this time, it is going to be none other than Caitlyn and Vi from Arcane. Like I said before, I've had some missed opportunities where I should have talked about Arcane. But, now is a really great time to bring up these iconic lesbians because they're also canon lesbians. So that's why it's really like, girl, there is no subtext needed. They are confirmed by their game company. That those are some lesbians. And I love them so much in the story and everything. You really need to watch it because it's so beautiful. I got my dad to watch it. And I do not care about League of Legends at all, but I really, really loved the show. It was really beautiful. So those are our shout-outs.
Period. Mm-hmm. And then for this week, to celebrate iconic lesbians, we're shouting out our lowkey lesbians. So we're bringing back another segment we've done before, which was just really fun, where we say 2 quotes from 2 different people and the other person has to guess who said it. So this is a lesbian edition. So I'm going to read 2 quotes from 2 iconic lesbians and she has to guess who said it.
Okay, I'm excited.
Perfect. Okay. So I decided to go with some pop girlies, some pop lesbian girlies. So I have a quote from Chapel Roan and one from Haley Kiyoko.
Ooh, that's really good. And I love both of them. Okay. Give it to me.
Okay. The first one, when I'm not on stage, I'm literally in bed watching Twilight for the 100th time. Mm-hmm. And the second person is, I'm just here to make the straights uncomfortable.
Oh, the second one is definitely Chapel, and the first one is Haley. That's my guess.
Wrong.
What? Haley?
Chapel is a Twilight girly.
Oh my god, I know she loves Fortnite and all the things, but I did not realize she was a Twilight girly.
I did just find this on the internet, so if this is wrong, sorry, girl.
Sue me.
Putting you as a Twilight fan.
Put me in cuffs. But no, I didn't. Okay, period. Yeah. You got me.
Mm-hmm. Cool, you got That's me. Why I threw it in there. Like, you wouldn't. I feel like that was like quirky.
Chapel's definitely, the more aggressive, man-hating lesbian. Like
I definitely thought she would be the one to want to make them uncomfortable.
Yeah, me too.
I was strategic with my picks.
You were. You were smart about it. My picks for you are very fun. I decided to do Renee Rapp and Rebel Wilson.
Period. For Riley.
Yes.
RRR.
Yes. RR. For,
My tummy hurts.
Well, my beautiful babies.
I had to finish the line.
Yes. Okay. The first one's going to be, hey, bitch, it's me.
Okay.
The second one is going to be, don't put me down for cardio.
I feel like my gut is telling me to go with, what was the first one?
Hey,
I can hear.
Hey, bitch, it's me.
I can hear Renee Rapp saying that. I feel like I can hear, hey, bitch, it's me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the cardio one is kind of giving Rebel Wilson just because all of her iconic lines, but maybe you're strategic too. Maybe you were strategic with your quotes too.
I don't know, girl. You gotta decide.
I think I'm just gonna go with my gut.
Your gut? So the first one is Renee?
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. You are correct.
Yeah.
RR. You were so
RR. I tapped into the R vibe. RR. Not me being a dolphin out here.
Not me barking like a dog. I said it's dog time. The dog's out. Who let the dogs out?
Okay, and after some fun, a little singing moment with our middle segment. Now it's for the top two lowkey lesbians. And I'm going to start off strong with Ochako and Toga.
That's so strong. Mm-hmm. And, as the resident lesbian here, I've been out as a lesbian since I was 13. I'm 21. Do the math. I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to say, yes, a lot of people view them both as bi, and I think that's very valid. But again, neither of them are canonized for either sexuality. So whatever you want to see them as is valid, and I think that applies to so many things. If it's not canon, if seeing them as a certain sexuality brings you representation, let it be that way. If you see them as bi, that's amazing. But I see them as a lesbian, and that's totally okay, and it doesn't hurt anybody because literally no one asked, and that's our opinion.
Period.
Okay? We're going to put it there.
Louder for the people in the back.
Yeah.
But seriously, in my heart, through my perspective when I watched it, they're in love with each other. But spoiler warning.
Spoilers.
They had this obsession for a couple seasons, wanting to figure out how they feel. That's infatuation, girl. That is love. That is curiosity. When you fall head over heels for someone. I know she loves Deku, but
I think that's also a good representation of compet, which is, you know what I mean? When as a woman in society you see in television and shows and people telling you it's always a man and a woman that get together, and so you believe I should be liking these boys and these these men or whatever, and so you force yourself to believe this rhetoric when really that's not who you are. And I think it's a good representation of forcing yourself to like a man when you really don't. And so if you see that as bi representation, that's amazing, but we see it as compet in that situation.
Mm-hmm. I love that for you.
Mm-hmm. I love that for me.
You. They are a tragic lesbian love story.
They are doomed Yuri, and I agree. Yes.
So I was sweating a little bit. I know I was going to get some hate for that one, but that is my literally
gotta get it off
opinion.
my chest. Exactly. That's why we called it literally no one asked. Because you didn't ask, but I'm going to get it off my chest. And I love that because, it was really tragic, and they did it really beautifully, it was just so good. And, I could go on and on forever and ever. I could take up the rest of this episode to talk about them. So I'm really glad you put them on your list because I really do view them as lesbians and we deserve that representation. So let us have our moment, okay? Thank you. And for my number 2 is Uranus and Neptune from Sailor Moon. And Sailor Moon came out in 1992. And we've talked about Sailor Moon here and there as well, dabbled around it a little bit. But they were really like a good, in the early 90s, like some good queer representation. It was really interesting. Again, like they would try to be like, oh, they're just besties, they're cousins. Like historians will say they were just roommates,
it's canon. They were cousins. They were not a couple, but girl. Watch the show.
Watch the show and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. Like, those are lesbians. And I still think, I think all of them are very queer. All of the characters are queer coded in some way.
But them?
Those are lesbians.
Shining bright light.
Yes, exactly. Because a lot of people say during the AIDS epidemic and everything like that, lesbians are sunshine. And our flag looks like a sunset or a sunrise, So, they are the sun. And they shine so bright. And they are beautiful lesbians in the early 90s. And I love them. And that's why I had them a little bit higher up there for that early queer representation in media, which I think is really amazing. And it's a woman who wrote it, a straight woman. So I think that this is so cool.
Mm-hmm. She ate. And then to jump right into my number 1, I've been excited to talk about this again. A little bit of a hot take, but let's get into it. It's Mao Mao from Apothecary Diaries. Yeah, you go ahead. You start us off.
Again, senior lesbian here to just say a little statement before we go into this. We both love her and Jinchi. But I want to say this as a lesbian, and all other lesbians are going to understand this, or queer people in general. You get the lesbian beam if I love you enough. You become a lesbian. Like the Luke from Genshin Impact, Venti from Genshin Impact, lesbians. They're not men anymore. They're lesbians. You know what I mean? So
Jinchi's creeping up on that.
Jinchi is a beautiful woman. What do you? That is
I think in Mao Mao's words, that could destroy villages or something like that.
Exactly. That is Mao Mao's wife. So that's what we're saying. And everything. You haven't even finished season 2. But there's so much lesbianism between her and Shinshui that continues to go on. So.
And if I'm already putting her as my top lesbian from season 1, God, I can only imagine. I'm excited.
You're not.
I know what I'm doing when I go home.
So you continue on because, like we said, literally no one asked. This is our opinion, and I am lesbian beaming Jinchi in this moment, and he's a lesbian. Thank you.
Exactly. And I think something that me and Maddie have talked about a lot before too is unreliable narrators.
Yes.
And so I think Mamo is a perfect example of one. She claims she doesn't like Jinchi. She claims she doesn't like Jinchi, but the things she's doing and the things we see doesn't always line up with the things that she's narrating and saying. And I've learned that from a really young age with books and things like that is a lot of the times we're getting it from our narrator's perspective. That's not the truth. That's why I honestly love when an anime has I'm watching Tower of God right now, and I love when they have the third person narrator come in, because it's honestly really clarifying because there's no unreliable narrator. They're telling you exactly what it is. Whereas with a lot of shows, you kind of have to decipher, you're experiencing this through your point of view.
Yep.
So with Mao Mao, she never talks about how she likes guys. She never talks about, but she's always talking about the boobs, and she's always talking about how beautiful they are. And
she literally grew up in that brothel district. She was always seeing beautiful women. You know what I mean? Like, girl.
I'd probably be a lesbian too if I grew up with people like all those beautiful ladies that she grew up with.
Oh yeah.
All of the beautiful women are Jinchi. Those are her only options. So,
and like I said, lesbian beam, Jinchi is a lesbian.
So I had to give it up to my girl, Mao Mao, for my low-key lesbian.
And that's going to lead me right into my number 1. I was really excited for this one. Again, like we've said, some of this is, controversial. And some of them are no, these are lesbians straight up. And these ones are lesbians straight up, which is Yae and A from Genshin Impact, Yae Miko, and Raiden from Genshin Impact. Genshin came out in 2020. I started playing in 2021, right after the new year. So just a couple months after the release. So I'm an early player. Okay. I've been playing for almost 5 years. But they are just so incredibly gay throughout all of the beginning of the Inazuma story and everything. Literally A locked herself. She's the god of eternity and locked herself away for eternity. She just really wanted to, be a good god for her people. But, saying she shouldn't do this to herself. I really loved her and so much, and after A lost all of her friends, it was so hard, but I was still there for her through it all. And they're just so incredibly gay. Their birthdays, first of all, are one day after one another. That's kind of gay. And also the fact that just their colors make the lesbian flag, that's also very gay.
That was a choice. And they're so good. If you've played the game, you already know. This is not even a hot topic. Some people try to ship Yae with Ayato, and I have a gun.
You don't know I know this hack. But most people can agree, yeah, those are canon lesbians. And there's lots of canon or like, you know, what people feel like are canon lesbians in Genshin. But those I feel like are the number one lesbians in Genshin. So that's why I made them my number one for our lowkey lesbians.
Period. Mm-hmm. All right. I think that's a pretty good list of lowkey lesbians.
We did really good. We both ate up. We both looked really good today.
And I think we usually decide who wins, but throw them in a pit. So Mao, I don't play Genshin Impact, so I don't know.
Girl, they both have
so sad.
And Arcane is a god. She's literally a god.
Hi, Mao.
Bye, Mao. I love you so much. You're venom and poison immune. Yeah, that's gonna do nothing to electricity because they have like electric powers. So
it was nice knowing you, Mao.
Yeah, I love you so much.
Hopefully you find a beautiful bitch in heaven.
She'll love it though. She'll be like, hey.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know what lesbians you would put on your list, who we missed. And we hope to see you back next week, but that's okay if not, because literally
no one asked.
And back again is me. I'm also here to tell you that this episode's brought to you by me. I run my small business lunar cause, so if you're ever in the SLC area and you want to grow your natural nails strong and healthy with intricate custom nail art, you'll come to me for that, of course. And you can see more information for that in the show notes below.